What's up, everybody? It's your boy, your forever Intercontinental Champion, and Are You Fucking Serious Champ, Matty Reigns, right here, bringing you another exciting edition of NXT on deck, talking my favorite night of wrestling, Tuesdays. You know I'm going to try to be here for this. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful week. It's only Tuesday. This week is dragging by. Let's see. Last night's Raw, it was a show, in my opinion. It was a show. I didn't really watch it all like that just because it was the beginning of the NFL season. So not really anybody was trying to watch. I'm pretty sure they had decent ratings, but they probably got their asses kicked. What's up, Reggie? Hope everything's going all right with you. Everybody else that is watching Raw last night, it was an interesting show. Going into it, we knew we were going to get Bret Hart. We knew we were going to get the Wyatt Six versus American Made. We had a decent Fatal 4-Way as a main event. But let's get into it. Let's just go right on into it. First match, right into it, it was during the commercial-free hour. They had already told us it was going to be Wyatt Six versus American Made. Honestly, it was a decent match. Like, we knew what was going to happen. We knew American Made was going to lose. I'm tired of this feud. I'm ready for American. I feel like American Made has already, gotten everything they've deserved. I don't know why they have to keep, trying to fight them. You're not going to win. They're spooky. You're not going to defeat Spooky. Just take y'all's L and move on. So hopefully, now that they have finished this with the street fight, there is no more Wyatt Six versus American Made. It's time for them to move on. It really is. Nikki Cross looked good, because they honestly aren't. They ain't really. That was really the two people. Her and Ivy Nile were the only people I was honestly worried about because we don't really get to see them. We've seen the guys wrestle a bunch of times in both of these factions. Let's see what Ivy and Nikki Cross can do. And they did a damn good job. Recap, I'm saying some people will argue that the one-sided nature of the program will hurt Gable in his heat. And yeah, I could see that. We've been saying that to begin with. He's losing. He's been doing nothing but just losing. So, what do y'all like him? If you like, it's just like Daniel Garcia. We were talking about with Daniel Garcia. If y'all like him, let's not keep him being a loser. He's got to win something. He didn't win the Intercontinental title. And I've already said when he does finally win it, I am not going to care because he should have won it off of Gunther. Or he should have beat Sammy for it. By the time he does win it, we are not going to care. They will have missed that shit. But hopefully, on the bright side is, considering he's done all this losing, they've basically torn him down and rebuilt him as American Made. And then considering what we've seen, the stuff the Wyatts in the past do when Bray would do something to somebody, we've seen in the past that once they've been essentially touched by the Wyatts and finally defeated, they go through a change. So hopefully, now that they've lost, they can flip that gear. Joining us, my boy, our predictions champion, Boreal Maliente himself, Tito Flail. What up, Tito?
It's the king of Wepa. What's going on? What's going on, UTR chat?
Oh, nothing much. I'm shocked. Hey, what's up, Kanisha? Yeah, we got Reggie here. We got Kanisha here. I'm sure Batty and Cookies and the crew and everyone else will pop in here eventually. But I just got started, so you ain't missed much. How did you like that Wyatt Six American Made match?
It needs to be done already.
That's not the same thing I said. I'm just like,
You
I don't
already had
know.
them. You already had them beat up the Creed brothers. Chad died like 50 times already. Now
Right.
they
The only
beat
thing
them
they
as a
did
tag
was
team.
add the women. That was the only difference. Like that was the only new thing. And I'm like, we know what's gonna happen. They still gonna
Like,
lose. Like y'all
it's
not
over
gonna
with already.
people.
It's over
Like
with already. Find new people to murder.
right. Oh, let's see. So then after that, we get a Finn Balor promo. Finn was talking that shit. Everything he said was the truth. Yes, he said, hey, I could have been champ if it wasn't for you. Y'all been out. He was like, you've been treating me like a sidekick. I ain't nobody's sidekick. I'm Finn fucking Balor. And he's right. He is the first Universal Champion. Like, slowly but surely, we knew this was going to happen. The way we saw it happening when Damian Priest had the briefcase. We saw it happen when Damian Priest became champ. When he started trying to consider himself the leader of the Judgment Day. Finn was not having none of that.
Man, because you gotta remember, they kicked Edge out because there was no leaders.
Right.
Right? So and they were working as a unit. Like you said. Like when Damien had the briefcase, and every time Finn had a fucking title match, he was fucking the shit up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just saw it started slowly turning. You know, Trips did the whole long-term storytelling. Take notes, Tony Khan.
Right.
You know, like you seen it, like you seen the dissension, like you said, like Damien after Mommy went out, you know, it looked like Damien was in charge. And then Damien was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, y'all need to go do this. Oh, go do that. What y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Finn's promo made absolute sense, and it hit the money.
It definitely did. And he was able to get Damian Priest to come out there. Damian Priest got jumped. Judgment Day beat his ass, which I mean, that's great, but they gotta start winning some stuff before they start doing any of this. Which and then right after this, this will lead us right into our basically the big news of the day. Um, just before Finn Balor came out there, we found out starting October 7th, we're in the last few weeks of the 3-hour era. Because starting October 7th through the rest of the year, and then when they go to Netflix, Raw is going from 3 hours to 2. Back to the Raw that most of us grew up on. Back to Monday Night Raw. Instead of 9 to 11, it's just going to be from 8 to 10 for 2 hours, like it used to be. I'm excited. I didn't think it was ever going to happen, honestly.
I mean, the people were complaining about Raw being 3 hours, right? Especially
Right.
for a Monday night. And now that happened, you still got people complaining, oh, well, why is it going back to 2 hours? It's like, bro, right now on USA, and again, USA is doing them the favor of
Mm-hmm.
keeping Raw on Mondays on their channel until they go to Netflix. We're gonna have 6 hours of WWE programming on USA.
Right. Like for the next, basically for this whole month, we're getting 6 hours of TV. And on top of that, we never knew what it was going to be when they were going to Netflix anyway. Like we were just wondering, we were like, I hope it's not. The one thing we knew, it wasn't going to be commercials. So it's like, oh, you're going to give us 3 hours of wrestling commercial free? Oh man, that's going to be a lot. No, they're prepping themselves for Netflix by taking this hour out because they got to. Only thing that's going to be different is we got to look at commercials on USA. Once they go to Netflix, this is going to be straight up wrestling promos and probably like momentary pauses for Netflix ads for the people that
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm pretty sure Netflix is gonna try to find some way to sneak some ads up in there.
right. Like Netflix is going to be putting their stuff in there for their own commercials with them and WWE. Like, but for now, I'm happy for it. And even if you think about it, a 3-hour show is not necessarily 3 hours worth of wrestling. Like, always, like, for example, when I watch General Hospital is an hour-long television show. But when you watch it on Hulu, no, it's not. There's only 36 minutes worth of show on Hulu. So, like, when you're watching Raw, take out the promos. Just, like, if you think about the wrestling, you're only going to get like an hour and a half worth of wrestling out of 3 hours, if that. So, on a 2-hour show,
you get the replays for what happened in the beginning of the show. So
right,
you get every hour.
So it ain't like we get we get that much wrestling now on 3 hours. We get a recap. We get the show starts, promo, something happens, recap. They go to commercial, recap. Next hour, we get a match. Then they go to commercial. We get, if it was something that cool happened, we're gonna get a replay. But every hour on the hour, you're gonna either get a recap or some other bullshit that's not a match. So with it going to 2 hours, essentially, just think about it just like we look at SmackDown. Like, SmackDown is that's why I've liked SmackDown for the longest, because it's 2 hours and they go boom, boom, boom. Ain't no time for pauses. They got to get everything in there that they can get in during that 2 hours. Raw just had that bullshit ass third hour for no reason, just because Vince is like, well, we could sell this to advertisers. No, there's no need. Your stuff is about to be on Netflix, so there's no point. And you're already making a crap load of money anyway.
That's the thing I was thinking about too, because they got all these partnerships. You got with the Snickers and the
right, like they don't even need the commercials
Metro
now.
PCS is how they gonna work that on some Monday Night Raw. Because even if they don't do it on Raw, they still got CW and SmackDown on USA to do it on.
So, like, they're basically just prep. Like, USA is honestly just getting themselves together for when it's down to just them having SmackDown. They're just trying to get their ducks in a row for their new future, just having one show. I'm sure the CW is gonna have something that they'll be slick to have, but so that was really the big news. Raw's going back to 2 hours, starting in October. So that should be a very, very welcome, very, very welcome thing that's going to be happening. We also got
for us, as somebody who watches like me, I try to watch all the shows all week. That is a welcome, because that's one less hour of wrestling. I gotta be like,
yeah, that honestly is like honestly. Well, if it ain't the champs, wait, who won? Reggie retained. We thought Cookies won, but Reggie retained. Tito retained.
Cookie's the real champ.
But we also got the announcement that at Bad Blood, because they did spend a lot of time during this episode building up for Bad Blood, because honestly, that's basically tomorrow, if you think about it, because October is going to be here before you know it. So it's going to be Mommy, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I wish this is honestly the match that should be in a Hell in a Cell, but they decided to say that for another damn feud. Then we got this was a decent match. I hope this was the end of it now. We had the Unholy Union, Alba Fire, and I forgot the other girl's name. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, are women's tag team champions. And it was a pretty good back and forth match, but after a while, they just got rid of them. They finally demolished them.
And it's sad that it took them this many months to make us give a fuck about.
Right, like they waited till they
about these other two chicks. Like, what was the
they
whole point?
had them just take all these L's and not be like considered anything, and now they're like, oh yeah, we want you to care about them. Like, too late now. Like, yes, Liv probably gonna die. But I don't even know. Like, honestly, their feud, her and Rhea's feud, like, Liv and Mommy are honestly like HBK and Taker at this point when they got the Hell in a Cell. Like, who knows? Like, because it can really go either way. I could see Rhea winning. I could see Liv winning. But if Liv wins, she's probably going to win on some bullshit. Somebody going to help her. Oh.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Kanisha. You get your
Right.
freak on, girl.
Right. It was a decent match. They'll have other matches in the future. Speaking of Jade and Bianca.
You was getting that real Monday Night Raw.
Right. Jade and Bianca went up on Twitter earlier and was basically saying who we gotta talk to get a match over in NXT. Like, we want to defend these titles everywhere. HBK responded real quick and was like, yo, we welcome everybody here to NXT, because she was basically like Street Profits in NXT. Why can't the tag champs, women's tag champs, be in NXT? HBK said, oh, that's no problem. Ain't no problem. And he said, come on. Jade said Chicago. So Jade and Bianca are going to be on the CW? Oh, yes. We getting it. I don't know who they're going. I want it to be Lash and Jakara. But if it ain't them, I don't care. I will take Jade and Bianca on network television. Load this show up, HBK.
No, HBK gonna cook.
Man. Then after all this, we get Bret Hart's WWE return. Honestly, this was nothing until Gunther came out there to interrupt him and troll that man and told him that Bret Hart, you're not my favorite wrestler. You're my second favorite wrestler. This man told Bret Hart that Bill Goldberg is his favorite wrestler, knowing Bret won't even piss on that man if he was on fire. Yes, Batty, let Lash and Jakara win.
Son, if Bret could have had the gat on him, he would have pulled that shit out, shot Gunther right there. Like, what
man,
the fuck you say? Don't say that name around me, boy.
Soon as he said that, Sammy come waltzing his ass out there. And I'm like, Sammy, go on somewhere. Like, stop all this begging. Because that's what it is at this point. Oh, you don't want to fight me. It ain't that he don't want to fight you. It's just that you're old news. Like, okay, you beat me. That's literally how he looked at. He looks at him like, all right, you beat me at WrestleMania. You got lucky. All right, congratulations. I went on to bigger and better things. Like, I became king of the ring. I got another belt now. Why are you in my face? Oh, you want a match because you beat me at WrestleMania? Bruh, that was WrestleMania.
The season restarted.
I can give you this match, but I'm going to kill you. This because it's not going to be WrestleMania. Like, exactly. Sammy ain't did nothing. He just keep coming out there. Hey, Gunther, you want to fight me? You want to fight me, Gunther? Hey, remember when I beat you? Like, all right, he going to squash you. Like, I don't know why Sammy wants this death wish.
And honestly, with Pierce being so big on doing tournaments, he should have had a number one contender match lined up.
Right, because he's like, there should be something lined up. If you want let Sammy earn this instead of him just coming out there, hey, fight me, Gunther. Like, he's Gunther. You're not gonna make him break a sweat. Like, you're not gonna make him act out of character. He's just gonna look at you just like he looked at him when he interrupted him last week. Like, the fuck, seriously? That's what he's gonna say. Like, okay, that's nice, Sammy. But eventually we're gonna get Gunther versus Sammy, and Sammy gonna die. Like, but it is what it is. It was kind of a waste of time for Bret Hart to be there, but it was good. Nice to see him get that pop and everything. Had that man out there while the 49ers was playing, knowing that's his favorite team. So I'm like, man, y'all really got him wasting time. Then we get Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee it was an average match. It wasn't anything to write home about. They work well together, but Dominic beat Dragon Lee, so it is what it is. You had also throughout the night, you had Braun Breaker walking up on every person who was in the Fatal 4-Way, talking shit to them, basically saying, if you win, I'm going to beat your ass. So you better think twice on if you want to win. I'm just like...
Yo, it's crazy because right now, if you a person without a belt and you trying to go for a belt, you got to choose your points. It's like, damn, do I want to die by Braun Breaker or do I want to get killed by Gunther?
And I just heard the boot joining us, my brother, the good stoner, the teacher man, Mike Jones. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, my brother Matty Bischoff? What's going on, my brother Cito? What's up with the chat? I'm a little late. Project, nigga, I'm late every podcast, but
you all right?
You want Puerto Rican time? It's all right.
Oh yeah, man. First off, shout out to Gunther for telling Bret Hart what everybody been wanting to tell Bret Hart on some petty shit for the past 25 years. Talk about Goldberg's my favorite wrestler. Knowing good and damn well, Gunther.
Right. Like Tito said, like if Bret Hart had a gun on him, Gunther would have been dead. He would have shot him right in his dome.
Bret Hart would have had a hockey stick available.
He would have got Gunther and been like, Bill, that's on you. Like, oh.
You would have stuck a hockey stick up Gunther's ass. Part 2.
We're talking about some man. Y'all see that man get killed on Raw? What man got killed on Raw? Like Gunther.
Bret Hart was dressed up like a goalie and killed
right. Right when you came in, I was talking about Braun Breaker walking up on every, like going one by one, walking up on the people in the Fatal 4-Way, basically telling them like, if you win, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, I saw him walk up to my boy Pete Dunne, and I was like, you know what, Brian? He may be the only one that's crazy enough to take you up on that. He's the only one crazy enough to take you up on that challenge.
Goofy was lucky that Art Anderson wasn't with Brett. He definitely would have put out the Glock on him. This Sheamus rolled up on Pete Dunne and laid him out. I'm just like, okay, I guess y'all gonna fight at Bad Blood, maybe. Hopefully, we don't. Then we had Strat Pack versus Lyra, Zelina Vega, and I called it like last night. We knew it was gonna be Natty, and Natty brought her ass back. That was really a nothing match. Greg brought up, he made a good point. He said, what was the point of having them tap out so quickly if you wanted us to be so scared of the Strat Pack? Like, they got their asses. They all tapped out. They all tapped out. Like, that was so dumb.
Nothing, like, I don't get why they needed Sonya to be this leader for them. Like, it's fucking Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler was killing half of these bitches in NXT.
Yeah, like that match definitely sucked. It was pointless.
Well, Shayna's been mismanaged since her first day on the main roster, so I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked that she's lasted this long because of them mismanaging her. But you know,
because I'm just like, I guess. Then we get the Drew McIntyre promo, which soon as basically the best part of this was Wade Barrett and Drew McIntyre going back and forth. Because I'm like, I know Wade is retired. So y'all gonna bring Bad News Barrett back?
Oh,
y'all gonna bring Bad News Barrett back? Like,
I mean, he probably seen he probably seen Nigel McGuinness came back on that London pay-per-view. What's up?
I'm sure Wade got one more. I'm sure he got one more bull hammer left in him.
Right. Like, I hope they do that. Don't just tease us. And we also got the announcement that finally, at Bad Blood, is going to be Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in Hell in a Cell.
Ooh.
Get this shit over with.
It took them so long. We knew that after that damn strap match. I'm like,
Right.
let me guess. Hell in a Cell. First of all, it's been a while since we've had a Hell in a Cell match. Now let's keep it above. This feud does not need hell.
It doesn't. This should be Rhea and Liv.
Exactly. Hell, throw Cody and Solo in there.
Right. But no, they're going to save them for, I think they're having either a steel cage match or a street fight or something on SmackDown because they got to make the first episode on USA, well, the first new episode again,
right.
All spectacular. Like, I guess.
I don't, like you said, Matt, wrap this feud up, okay? Because we know what this is leading to. This ultimately leads to bigger fish. Seth versus Punk.
Like, there's no reason we're still doing this.
Somehow, Seth's ass is going to insert himself in this damn match.
Yeah, and then Seth, and just coincidentally, Seth brought his ass back last night. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you back? We also had, on top of this Drew Punk thing, apparently they started trying to sell the bracelets that the fan made on WWE Shop, but then they've been removed. So, which I don't blame them for removing them because, like the girl said, she's like, I made it for CM Punk. I didn't make it for the world. Like, y'all doing too much, and I don't blame her. Like, no, that's not something you want to sell. I don't want a CM Punk bracelet. That someone like I don't want it.
First of all, that shit wasn't gonna sell because anybody could just go buy the kit at home just like she did and make it.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, no.
Dollar Tree got it for probably cheaper than what they were selling it on the store.
It's real. Then we had Ray versus Finn, which was a decent. It wasn't even decent. It was just it was all right. But it ended with Balor did not defeat him. I don't know why this review, because he held in the submission and he got disqualified. But that was a great way of them basically trying to get over that Finn is pissed off. Finn is out here for blood, and he gonna get it back in blood by any means. And then the main event, Fatal 4-Way, Jay Uso, Ilya Dragunov, Pete Dunne, and Braun Strowman. We know who didn't win. Braun Strowman.
We know you may win. You definitely ain't winning. We know your big ass ain't winning.
Yes. This show. We like most of us. I was watching football.
Yes.
And I was watching football because a lot of it, like they threw Seth in there. Apparently they had Seth come out or something, or like they had little stuff that they would throw in. But I was just watching the game, like especially the game was right there on Hulu. I'm like, oh right. Yeah, click. I ain't gotta turn on my box. So yeah, Batty hit it right on the nail on the head. Yeah, 2-pack of ass. It was. They knew what they was up against.
And that's a perfect segue. And I don't know if you brought it up yet, Matt, but big news going into for at least the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah, the 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting October 7th, Monday Night Raw will be on for at least the rest of the year until the transition to Netflix.
Right.
For 2 hours.
And yeah, me and Tito, we talked about that. Me and Tito are excited for it because honestly, Monday night Monday night it's football season because I told you in the chat, Stefan hit the nail on the head. They about to get destroyed by the NFL.
Yeah, it's like I said in the demo chat last night. I said, yo, they know what the smartest thing they could have done was get all this shit over with before the second half of football.
Right.
At
As
10
soon as you
o'clock,
said that, I was like, yeah, because more likely than not, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm going to be sitting up there and be like, I'll be watching my fantasy app and be like, oh, I'm about to watch the rest of this game.
Like how I was doing last night.
I'm going to go to bed.
Like I did last night when fucking Breece Hall almost screwed me over. I'm like, oh, what the hell? And my money league. And then they took his ass out. I'm like, whoo. So that's what we do. From 10 to about midnight. So yeah. So and I'm glad they finally made this move. They should have made this move a decade ago because
they
like
really should have.
Monday Night Football is the king. Football is the king in America. And on Monday,
really is. Like someone brought up the point of back in an interview with Triple H, I guess, a few years ago, and someone complained like Raw 3 hours. Like, how can we get that to change? And they're like, he said, oh, that's a Vince decision. I can't. He's like, that ain't no decision I can do. They're like, Triple H realized real quick he was Vince. Yo, cut that shit.
Cut that shit. You know what? And you know what? We started to see it subtly over the past few months. Especially on SmackDown, it'll be 9:57. SmackDown is ending.
Right.
We gotta wrap this shit up. It's Friday. We ready to go home. Let's wrap this shit up. Or we got this tour to do in the weekend. Wrap this shit up.
Like Triple H is like 3 hours. I don't write no 3 hour show. 3 hours can be a PLE. It ain't about to be no regular show.
hey man, and the king of throwing in everything in 2 hours is HBK.
Man,
Shawn Michaels throwing so much shit within a 2 hour show.
Because it's like, don't nobody want to be sitting up there, especially when they get to Netflix, because basically this is previewing Netflix. Who wants to sit through commercial-free 3 hours on Netflix? Not me.
Hell no.
I'll sit through 2 hours of commercial-free wrestling.
Exactly.
Not no 3.
Not no fucking 3. Not no 90 minutes of that shit. 60 minutes, you got me. Especially if the Monday night game is ass.
Right.
That Monday night game is ass. It's like, okay, I'll spend more time watching wrestling. So yeah.
Like Triple H realized our viewing habits have changed. Like, ain't nobody trying to sit up and watch. Cause soon as it hits like 9:30, we start looking at our watches like, all right, what y'all about to do? It better be something good at 10 o'clock.
Exactly.
I'm gonna switch it.
And the thing is, and a lot of times that 9 to 10 hour is ass.
Super ass.
Is ass. They get all that, especially during this time of the year. They get a couple big ass segments from 8 to 9 because they already know.
Right.
9 to 10 is a bunch of ass. Like Daddy said, a pack of
10
ass.
to 11. They were like, let's turn it up. I fell asleep.
It's talking about the main event. I'm like, get this shit out of here. It took them 10 years, at least 10 years to figure this shit out. Well, like the point you made earlier, Matt, like Vince was in charge. And you know, Vince won all that advertising money.
Right.
All the commercials.
Because I remember like at one point we had 2 hour Raws, and then they would be like, oh, here's a special 3 hour one. We'd be like, oh shoot. Then they were like, we're making it 3 hours permanently. Oh. Like we didn't say we liked it like that. Like, we just want to like nowhere did we ever say, well, y'all watch it when it's 3 hours. Yeah, because y'all hyped it up and y'all made it a good show. We don't want to watch this every week. Exactly. And Tito brought up a good point too. He was like, hey, that's one less hour we gotta watch now. Yes, it is.
Especially when the whole week is filled with wrestling.
Right.
That's the same shit I just said earlier, Mike. I'm like, that's 1 hour less, an hour. Because look, we had 3 hour Monday, 2 hour Tuesday, 2 hour Wednesday. Impact on Thursday, and then
Right.
Friday, and then if fucking there's a pay-per-view on Saturday, like Tony just did. He's throwing like 19 hours on that pay-per-view. Like,
And
Right.
you know what? Shit, we get to experience hey, let's wrap this shit up at 9:57 on USA and on Netflix sometime. Hey, wrap this on up. A concise
Right.
hour of wrestling, that's perfect. Hour and 55
Right.
minutes, that's perfect. Like Batty said, it'd be days where it'd be 9:55. She's looking at the local news. Like,
Right. Oh yeah, that was the beautiful thing of SmackDown being on local on Fox. They like, hey, we gotta get the news on. So hey, if y'all ain't, or they'd be like, hey, we gonna bump y'all's asses to FS1. And USA will do the same thing. Hey, y'all gonna be on Sci-Fi real quick. But Jey Uso won, so we gonna get basically a battle. They talking this shit. You had Braun saying, hey, ain't nobody in my family ever beat, and nobody in your family ever beat nobody in my family. So we getting bloodline on bloodline. Uso versus a Steiner for the Intercontinental Championship. So hopefully, and then we also had Bronson Reed just jump. He just jumped Braun. So we're gonna get more Braun on Braun crime. So yeah, like Batty said, this episode was really just 2 packs of ass. But tonight's NXT will not be 2 packs of ass. We're gonna have ourselves. This is gonna be basically a little mini pay-per-view. We're gonna have the in-ring debut of Julia. She is gonna she's gonna fight Chelsea Green. Chelsea gonna die. We getting Obafemi versus a mystery opponent. A lot of folks are saying it's Moose. Moose has said it ain't him. He ain't came out and said this is not him in the video.
well, shit.
What's up, Kenny?
My baby girl's in for a treat tonight. She's there right now. She just pulled up in the bus. She's about to go inside and watch NXT.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Kenny?
What's going on, y'all? I'm still here at the dungeon, but you know I had to show my raggedy face. You know I had to show my raggedy face. If for no other reason, just to say, fuck Mike and fuck Tito.
What they fuck me for? I ain't kind of
It's not my fault I killed the Warhawk.
Fuck you do that, motherfucker.
And that's why no one likes you. That's why no one likes you.
You know what? Fuck you too then.
Wow, Batty. Look at this gray. Like, you ain't know I had gray. Like, this shit is just brand new. Like, you ain't know I had it.
Exactly. He didn't know his ass. He's the original Corliss.
Right.
That's right, God damn it. All this Valerian steel I got right here. That's what this is. But y'all, I just wanted to say have a great show, y'all. I didn't watch much of Raw, but I did see Gunther mention that shit about Goldberg, and that shit had me in tears, laughing. I was too busy rooting for my 49ers. Let's go Niners. Y'all have a great show and do y'all thing.
All right, man. Have a good one. Yeah. So we go. Obafemi. Moose said it ain't him. If it's Moose, I wouldn't be shocked if it was still Moose because people can lie. I was like, would shock me if it was Hammerstone, which I hope it ain't him. If it is, don't blame me. Also, this was breaking news last night. What was supposed to be the Rascals versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Rascals are out. We don't know what happened. Maybe Wesley did something. I don't know what happened. But out of nowhere, we got Mike and Kenny, the Street Profits, taking on Frazier and Axiom for the NXT tag titles. And honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if they decided to do a title. I would let the Street Profits win something. Like,
please.
Right.
God damn.
Yeah.
Please. First off, Nobody asked for those two fuckers to have the titles again. Nobody wanted that, HBK. HBK, I rock with you. You the GOAT, but nobody asked for that shit.
Like, I became fans of them when they won, but it's like I didn't want them. Like, they didn't have to win the titles for me to become a fan. Like, they did a good damn job. It's like, okay, I get them now. But like Mike said, why are they the champs again?
Nobody asked for that shit. And Kenny and I have been scraping for gold for the past year. Put some
right. Like, it should be time for them to be winning something. We also, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Ridge Holland versus Duke Hudson. We also are gonna have Charlie Dempsey and versus the Young OG for the NXT Heritage Cup. Young OG is on the super bench. And what is going to be somebody at, they said for the first time in basically 25 years, this will be the first time a non-WWE championship will be defended in a WWE ring when Jordan Grace holds that open challenge for the TNA Knockouts title. So Reggie said, I would love to see the all of us would love. Yeah, that seemed good way to get them. Like, hey, we got Street Profits. Y'all want to see them defend the titles on NXT? Because honestly, let them win and they can lose them on that CW like premiere episode just because y'all hyping everybody up. Like let Lash and Jakara win the women's tag titles. Let somebody beat the Street Profits to get that rub. Be like, hey, they the next ones.
Exactly. Or because that division is so ass, let the down there for a while and let them shine up whoever the next challenger is.
Yeah. Let them do like they did New Day when they let the New Day win the NXT tag titles randomly.
HBK. Street Profits versus Gallus. Bucket.
Yeah. Let Gallus win something too. Because them boys. So that should be everything for tonight's NXT. That should be everything. Honestly, it wasn't. It was a quiet day in the wrestling and with wrestling news for the most part,
which is a good
thing.
That's a
that's always a good thing. No Vince news. I started that audio book on Vince McMahon. That shit is like 15 hours. I think I've gotten through like the first 3 chapters. I'm still in like 15% of it. Like I ain't even got nowhere even deep into it. But Vince has been in some shit. Like the stuff that I have learned about him, it's like, dang. Like I knew his dad didn't really fuck with him, but his dad really, really didn't fuck with him like that. Like their names were just Vince. That's just it. Like his dad really, and he looked up to his dad, like he idolized his dad. He said, because he met his dad when he was like 11 or 12. So he said when he first laid eyes on his dad, he fell in love with his dad. And it's like, oh, dang. Like he idolizes his dad. They also bring up the fact and take this for however you want to take it. Vince is older than Linda. Vince first laid eyes on her when she was like 14 and was like, oh, I needs that because she was already developed. But then in the audiobook, it was like they meet at that time, but then they don't get married until they are of age. And there's like nothing said about what happens from the time that they meet when they're both underage, when she's underage, and from the time that when she is of age. They don't say nothing about that. Yeesh. And they talk about how Vince he doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he is from the South. He was born in North Carolina. Like, he's from the Carolinas. People don't like he doesn't even say. He doesn't even acknowledge that he's from the South.
You talk about a near 80-year-old man of that stature, and you talk about layers upon layers upon layers upon motherfucking layers.
Like listening to that book, and then when the documentary comes out,
oh boy,
it's gonna be, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Vince was basically grown. He was basically grown, 18. He was getting there.
Oh boy.
And Linda was basically all he saw was titties. That's what he saw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's what I
Vince's dad. Oh, Vince's dad is. I see. Like Vince said, he idolized his dad. His dad didn't like people. Like his dad didn't like the wrestlers. His dad was like, the wrestlers are like, they'll do whatever I want because I pay them. Like they're stupid at the end of the day. Like when he sold like everything, like Vince, this is how much Vince Sr. didn't even like care about Vince Jr. Like we always hear about Vince Jr. buying the company from him. Yeah, because Vince Sr. was like, I'm not giving this to you. You're gonna buy it. He's like, ain't no easy. He said, you're not getting on third base. You're gonna buy it from me. And he was like, and then remember the terms of it is he wanted the money in at certain times. And if he didn't have the money due at the time it was due, then he would forfeit buying WWF from Vince Sr. and he ain't getting his money back.
Boy, you talk about the shrewdest of businessmen. God damn.
And the day, also, here's a kicker for you. The day the final payment was due is the same day Jimmy Snuka did the dunk.
Oh God. Oh God.
Vince had to go help. Vince had to go down to the police station, get that done.
Oh God.
And get the company in his hands.
Oh God. Oh my God. Whoa.
And we already knew. Get the audio book. Let me get the name. I'll get the name of it.
Yes, I was gonna ask. What's the name of this shit?
It is called Ringmaster, Vince McMahon and the Unmasking of America.
Oh God, that's a hell of a name. Was that on Apple Podcast, something?
I used my library membership and downloaded it off Libby. But if they should have it on any of the book apps or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because today, I'm only 3 hours and 25 minutes through it. I still got 11 hours and 45 minutes left.
Oh my fucking! Well, you
God damn.
15 hours. God damn.
Like I just got to the part. I'm in the part of the book now where Vince has met our favorite guy, Mr. Terry. He's met Lord. Terry Bollea.
Oh Lord.
He has just turned Terry from being the Incredible Hulk, because he used to be called the Incredible. He was called Terry the Hulk Boulder. But when he got under Vince said he wanted an Irish name because that is Vince's heritage. So Vince was like, we need something strong. So Hogan. They also talk about Pat Patterson in this book, but I'll say that for Thursday.
I know some shit about Pat Patterson.
Oh, people, you know what? I'll say it now. So Pat Patterson apparently played this trick on Hulk Hogan when Hulk Hogan was starting out. Hulk Hogan is a rookie, basically. He's in the back of this car, and he's with the old heads. The old heads are basically Pat Patterson and the crew, whoever else is there. They decide to tell Terry that in order for him to get initiated, you're gonna have to let us you gonna suck us, and you gonna let. And if you don't don't do that, then when we get to the wrestling, we get to the stadium, we get to the arena, we gonna have them jump your ass in the locker room, and then they gonna fuck you. Hope heard that man Terry. What? That man Terry was like, I gotta suck. What? Oh nah, I ain't with that. And he was like, oh, then we gonna beat your ass. Then they said Terry got to that arena, and he got in the dressing room. He was like, he went to the bathroom like, man, I'm probably gonna have to fight everybody. When he came out the bathroom, they was holding beer like, what's up, my nigga? You made it. And it was like, oh, we're gonna go do that to you. He was like, what?
Wrestling is so fucked up. Wrestling is fucked up.
They had Hulk Hogan scared. He was
think about this.
What?
This is what, the late 70s, early 80s. So it's really fucked up. No holds barred fucked up.
He's there. He already in the back. He stuck between a rock and a hard place. You ain't. What you gonna do? You gonna get out? Okay. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? You gonna hitchhike? They gonna probably whoop that ass too.
Motherfucker, the only option was to turn green like the damn Hulk.
I was like, oh damn, Pat Patterson. So yeah, Pat Patterson, that man, yeah, that's fucked up.
That's a whole nother level of ribbon.
Right.
That's a whole rack of ribs right there. It's like, nigga, the fuck, Pat Patterson? What kind of, well, I mean,
like they brought that up, and then they were like, then they did like a little fast forward. They're like, also remember, because like this happened back then. They're like, let's fast forward to basically when Top Rope was born, when he said the N-word.
Oh God.
And they started talking about, they were like, yep. So this is where this is when that happened. Then they go back to the past, and then I turned it off and went to do something else. But yeah, listen to that book, or if y'all want to go ahead and try and read all that, I would probably just listen to it, because you probably got a better shot of listening and finishing before the Netflix documentary. That's honestly what I'm on. I'm just trying to finish it before the Netflix documentary starts up. But yeah, Vince is a very interesting character. And then the best thing about the doc is they got actual interviews, because the book is only going off of past interviews with Vince and other folks. They got the documentary, got that man right there front and center talking. So that should be good, but that should be good. So that should be everything for tonight. Gave y'all a little preview, or inner workings of the book I'm listening to. Other book I'm listening to is on Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, I'm listening to about two fucked up ass people at the moment. Aaron Rodgers and Vince McMahon. But I definitely think we definitely been electrifying. So let me go on over here and click on this stuff. Remember, y'all, follow us. Facebook.com/Under the Ring Pod and Twitch.tv/Under the Ring Pod. We also got a link tree at linktree/Under the Ring Pod and fingertip/Under the Ring Pod. Follow all of us. Here's our handles. Greg Bush SK. Give him those clicks. He's doing all right. He's still under the weather, but he's still talking shit. Everything like he normally does. The man, Rock Reels 44, you just seen him with all that gray in his beard, the Valerian Steel. And then my man, the teacher man, Mr. Fresh Beard, Mike Jones. And you got myself, Forever IC Champ, the right answer. Our street team champion and predictions champion, Boreal Maliente, Tito Flair.
Hey.
Our local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. We got one more. Oh, yeah. Have a good night, Kanisha. Yes, it is crazy. Yeah, we got. You never know what I'm listening to, but more often than not, I'm either listening to podcasts or a book. But until next time, y'all, be safe in doing whatever you're doing tonight, watching NXT, chilling, or whatever you're doing. Do the dime. Hey, do the dime.
Hey.
Do the dime, y'all. Do the dime.
Do the dime.
Wepa.
Wepa.
Dime.
Do the dime.